The Thulsie twins have now been sentenced to 8 years and 11 years in jail, respectively, after reaching a plea deal with the state. Brandon Thulsie's pleaded guilty to attempting to leave South Africa to join ISIL and of being in possession of terrorism materials. Tony Thulsie has pleaded guilty to attempting to leave South Africa to join that organisation and of being involved in a conspiracy to carry out terrorist attacks here. Our reporter Linda Mnisi's been in court. Let's go to him now. Linda, good afternoon to you. This is a very, very interesting plea deal. It certainly tells us, it now seems, what the Thulsie twins are accused of doing.
Yes, Stephen, nearly 6 years into this matter, it has finally been brought into finality. You'll remember their last appearance, Judge Ratamakwatling, was presiding over this matter, did make it clear that this is a red matter and really needed to be concluded, because he also spoke about how the judge president was quite adamant that this matter needs to be brought to finality. So he had put today as the day that the trial would begin, but we get to court, Stephen, to hear that there has been a plea agreement between the state and the defense. You'll remember that, in fact, the Thulsie twins were facing about 12 counts related to terrorism, and in fact, they've only pleaded to about 4. And of course, that sentence that you spoke about earlier on, 8 years and 11 years respectively. If you look at the counts that Brandon Lee was facing in this matter, both him and his twin Tony Lee were charged with attempting to leave South Africa to join the Islamic State. Now the state was alleging here that they would be, would participate in activities that would enhance this terrorist group, which has been classified under the UN Security Council, to enhance it in order to participate in those terrorist activities. But also, if you look at Brendan's plea, also looking at the issue around being in possession of terrorism-related material. What are they talking about here, Stephen? They're talking about an e-book titled "How to Survive the West, a Mujahid Guide 2015. Now, the state is saying here that this particular book, in fact, Stephen, to just directly quote out of this indictment, it provides a step-to-step account on how to evade law enforcement and intelligence agencies so one can ultimately train and carry out an attack. It advises on how to make bombs at home, acquire modern weapons, and amongst other issues. So, of course, for those particular counts, Brandon Lee receiving his 8 years. If you look at Tony Lee, a similar charge of attempting to leave South Africa, but also conspiracy, to carry out attacks. You'll remember that they were arrested in July of 2016 during the raids in Johannesburg for, wanting to plan to bomb several buildings that were linked to the US Embassy, the UK embassies. So, of course, now pleading guilty to, conspiracy with someone who was not even using his name at the time. So, essentially, they'll be spending those years behind bars. But you'll take into account, and you'll remember, Stephen, that they've spent nearly 6 years in prison. So that will be counted towards the sentence that has been served.